What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today I have a question that I get fairly often and fairly frequently, and that is, how do I work at a insert company? How do I work at Tesla? How do I work at Rolls-Royce? How do I work at, and they're usually very large corporations, like very large companies, and I completely understand that. I mean, students, when we are in engineering school, we want to work at those prestigious companies. We want to work at like those companies that are doing like a lot of cool things per se, and that's great. Don't get me wrong. I am all for that. However, there's a problem, right? The problem that I see is that when we want to work for those large corporations, large companies, that is our target, and that is also the target of thousands of other students. So what happens then? When thousands of other students want to work at a certain company, then the company can be more selective. The company can pick and choose who they want to hire, for obvious reasons, right? Because they only have like a very large pool of students, and so they're gonna pick the the cream, the top of the top students. So that can be a problem for somebody that is not as competitive, or that maybe kind of doesn't have a very, very high GPA, but I still would like to work in the company. So I'm here to tell you that you're not doomed, that you will get there. So if you want to work hard, and if you put your eyes on the company and you want to work on these cool projects, yeah, you can get there. So I'm going to tell you how in a second. So the first thing to consider is, obviously, you have to apply, right? Like you're not going to work at those companies if you don't apply. If you disqualify yourself thinking that, oh, I'm just not good enough, I can't work there, well, you're never gonna get the position. So you have to apply. You have to obviously try first. Now, the second thing to take into account, which may also be a is to tailor your resume and your cover letter. So I hope you already know, or you already are doing those things. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I wanted to share the third step with you, actually probably two more. And the third step would be to apply for companies that, okay, so let me say this first. The third step is to work your way around, and you do this by first getting in the industry in which your dream company is. If your dream company is a car manufacturer or a car designer or a rocket designer, if you cannot work for them directly after you apply and you try, then at least try to get in the industry. And this is how you're gonna get in the industry. Number one, these large corporations, these large companies like Tesla, Rolls-Royce, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, General Electric, these companies work with contractors. I can guarantee you that they do not make every single piece of equipment on their own, and they can't possibly do that, right? So what they do is, so let's say for the sake of this example, they are working on cars, and so they need wiring. They don't make their own wiring, they make their own cars, but a lot of the times they just assemble them, they put them together, they integrate the whole thing, the different parts they gather from different contractors, and also the parts that they make on their own, but they don't make every single piece on their own. So what I'm saying is, if you are able to find the contractors, the smaller companies that support those large corporations, like for example, if you want to work at Tesla, go to Google, right? And you're gonna type in, hey, Google, what are the Tesla contractors? And what that's going to give you, it's going to give you a list of companies, of smaller companies that maybe make really specific parts, smaller parts for Tesla products. For instance, maybe there is a contractor that provides Tesla with wires, and they provide all the wiring to Tesla. And so what that's going to do, and this is just an example, I'm not saying you have to do this, but you can go work for that wiring company just to get in the industry that somewhat deals with Tesla. Of course, you can be a little bit more specific. Maybe you can work with electric motors, and a company that works with electric motors and stuff like that, for Tesla specifically, for the sake of this example. But my point is that you can work your way around to working for Tesla just by getting an industry, and then working with the smaller contractors that support Tesla. And then once you get an industry, and once you have a little bit more experience, then your skills are going to be a little bit more appealing and more attractive to Tesla recruiters. if you actually still want to work for Tesla at that point. So that's one way. You're gonna work with your dream company's contractors, smaller companies that support your dream company one way or another. Now, the other way to work around it is by first getting an industry, but through competitors. So let's say, for the sake of this example, you want to work with, let's say, you want to work with Toyota, just to change it up a little bit. If you want to work with Toyota and then Toyota doesn't really hire you on the spot, maybe you can go work for Honda, or maybe you can go work for Nissan, or maybe GM or Ford, and then you can work for these companies for quite a little bit of time, maybe a year or 2-3 years, until you develop a set of skills that are gonna make you more attractive to your Toyota recruiters, your dream company, right? And that way you start establishing yourself in industry, you start getting experience, you start networking with people, and who knows, maybe you actually end up working on a project supporting people that are part of your dream company. So who knows? But those are two ways, by working with smaller contractors that support your dream company, and also working with competitors, that is going to get your feet wet and get your feet in industry, so that way you can work your way towards working for that specific company you're working for. Now, are these two the only ways to work your way around and getting hired by your dream company? Of course not. There are many other ways out there, but so if you know any of them, you can put them in the comments below. But this is my take, and so if you find them useful, make sure you leave in the comments below. Make sure you like the video if you find this valuable. And so with all that being said, I'm gonna continue drinking my coffee here. And also, the last thing I want to mention here before I go is, don't get caught up in the name of these big companies. I understand why you want to work there, why some people want to work there. They're prestigious, they're doing cool things. Especially for Tesla, of course, they want to be somewhat associated with probably Elon Musk, and Tesla gets a lot of attention. But let me tell you that there's a lot of other companies out there that are doing a lot of great work and a lot of cool work, and they're not as popular. And when companies are not as popular, when they don't get much attention, when you apply to those companies, the competition decreases, which I actually already shared in a previous video, how to find smaller companies to work for, so that you can decrease your competition and obviously increase your chances of you getting an opportunity. All right, so hopefully this is still recording, and it is recording. So with all that being said, that's all I wanted to share in this video. If you like this video, make sure you drop it a like, subscribe to the channel if you want more informative videos like this. And with that being said, peace.